Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream, on time this time. It is 6 o'clock sharp on this beautiful Friday evening. We're going to get started with Solstice, but I wanted to mention a couple things beforehand. First of all, you may have noticed that the pre-stream thing started late today. That's because I've been working on finishing up the final touches for the release of my first edition of the card game I've been working on. I was doing the box art and forgot to turn the stream on. So that's pretty exciting. I'll be printing one of those for myself at least soon. But I also plan on putting up a tabletop simulator version. So when that happens, I'll be sure to let everybody here know. Also, you may remember that I mentioned I was auditioning for a composer role, and I'm happy to announce that I did get cast for that. So for the last couple weeks, I've been working on music for that project. Don't know if I'm at liberty to say which one it is. If you watched the stream before, then you may remember anyway. But still, yeah, very exciting. Bad news though, I think the voiceover role that I thought I was cast for, that may have been like some sort of mistake, because auditions aren't closed for that role on the project page, and it doesn't say that I've been cast. Unlike with the composer situation, it does say that I'm cast on that page. So I think maybe it had been a mistake. Maybe they accidentally cast me and then they went back on it. But the site still counted as me being cast for it, and it told me that I was. So I don't know. I think maybe that might have been a fluke, unfortunately. But no worries for that, because I am working on something paid now. So what else? I think that's all that I wanted to mention. So, without further ado, let us continue Solstice. Adjust some things here on my end. Okay. So, I'll probably sum up what happened last time. Okay, allow me to summarize from the best of my knowledge. So, last stream, we decided that Sem was going to be the one that we accused. He's in prison now. He's not very happy about it, but Gallen's still here with us, and we're not getting beheaded. So, you know, all's well that ends well, right? So now we decided to try and look for... Oh, we discovered that Gallen was the one who killed Lev. Gallen and Yanni went to the secret room, used a control panel to locate the main control room, which is somewhere in the marketplace, like under the marketplace. Lev's ghost showed up for Yanni. Gallen couldn't see him, so he summoned Lev. They had a little bit of a spat. Lev poofed away. And now I think what they're doing is trying to... Well, it says here Galen is still in the secret room, but Yanni is now looking for the main control room somewhere in the marketplace. So, let's get into it. I left Galen to pursue the less rational route of handling our problem and swept through the marketplace district yet again. I tapped on every cobblestone, examined every archway, but found nothing. If the entrance to the main control chamber was hidden outside, like the cave Lev died in, I would have discovered it by now. Knowing it was hidden in one of the buildings gave me no comfort. Crawling through all of them meant at least a fortnight of labor. Galen was exhausted after a similarly futile attempt of his own, which was him summoning Lev. As a last resort, we decided to pay Istvan a visit. He had access to resources and manpower, so... And something of Galen's he claimed might give us leverage. I must admit, he had me curious. Right, so Galen did something to Istvan's telescope. You go in first. No, that would be impolite. After you. Let's go in together. Good idea. Bastard. Is he there? Is he armed? Get your cowardly ass in here and help me search this place. I was just covering you. So that's Istvan's favorite toy? I was expecting more, judging by how excited he gets when he sees it. How do you know? Have you been spying on the man? A little bit. He was kind enough to ask me to repair his telescope, so I took the liberty of installing a tiny resonating crystal inside his toy. I do hope we're still talking about the telescope. What a dirty, dirty mind you have. Sorry to disappoint, but it's just a listening device. Quite limited in range, but he spends most of his time here anyway. The machine itself seems to draw a lot of energy from the city system. Any idea what for? How would I know? It has faculty's air of smugness all around it. Don't tell me you don't know what it does. It's our technology, all right. An experimental design left unsupervised, and that means it's dangerous. Why would such a risky piece of equipment why would you sell such a risky piece of equipment to someone like Istvan? We wouldn't. Trust me, whoever did this will suffer major consequences. I wish I knew what it does with all the energy it gathers, though. Istvan has been babbling about its mystical purpose, but it didn't make much sense to me. Let me check. This design is ridiculous. It draws from the system all right, but in a completely chaotic manner. It seems to produce light and here, but not much. It seems to produce light and heat, but not much else. Basically a waste of energy. Really? That's actually a bit disappointing. There should be no harm in turning it off then. I guess. Let's see what happens. Gah! What is it? Switch it back on! Switch it back on! Alright, alright! Are you alright? What happened? Thanks. I'm not sure. Felt like a surge. An immensely powerful one. But it's just a broken circuit. It shouldn't do anything. How can it possibly have had an effect on you? I think it What the hell are you two doing with my property? Oh, shit. He should be the one to explain himself, I think. I agree. You should tell him that. Let me rephrase that. What the hell are you two doing here? We're not the ones who should be explaining. This thing is dangerous. It draws from the waters, randomly amplifying any negative emotion stored inside. Hello, Cap. What did you miss? Not much. We just started. Galen and Yanni snuck into Istvan's, I guess, apartment to see what it was that Galen had installed into Istvan's telescope by secret. It was a hearing device, like a crystal that's a hearing device, that Galen used to listen in on Istvan. Apparently, the telescope has some mystical purpose, but didn't make much sense to Galen. And they discovered that it's drawing randomly large amounts of power from the city. It says that it draws from the waters. When Yanni tried to turn it off, it gave Galen like a sudden and very painful headache. And he begged Yanni to turn it off. And now Istvan just came in and saw what we were doing. So that's where we are. It draws from the waters, randomly amplifying any negative emotion stored inside. This city runs on suffering, remorse, and ill will. Your engine feeds on all of that. It's also putting a considerable strain on the system. As the city technician, I must know what it does. You shouldn't be here. Laura will answer for letting you in. Consider yourself lucky. You caught a glimpse of my greatest work just before it reached its pinnacle. Your work? What are you talking about? Ascension! Oh no, he's crazy. He's insane. I don't like the sound of that. A worthy goal, no doubt. Tell me, does it require you to blow up the city? You're both lamentably small-minded. All I've ever done was fearlessly reach for the truth. I don't know what it will take, but I'm willing to pay the price. I have no intention of being the one to foot the bill. This machine seems to have a harmful effect on people. Also, it's ugly as hell. Deactivate it in a secure manner, now. I don't expect you to understand now, but you will tomorrow. Be patient. Okay. Istvan's contraption draws flow from the system to aid in his Solstice experiment. That sounds really bad. Spirits protect us. Istvan, please, you have to listen to us. Guards, escort them out! Shoot. Well, this is bad. With every hour, Solstice loomed closer, and its influence on everyone seemed more prominent. I was still completely clueless about what to do. If Istvan was indeed the saboteur, we could do nothing more to expose him. If it was someone else, we had no means to single them out. Did it even matter at this point? The only idea we came up with was to at least get rested before it all began. When I finally fell asleep, I dreamt of Lev. I told you, we should just lock everyone up. Even assuming we could, we arrest everyone. And then what? We wait for Solstice to pass, drinks in hand. Can you forget about booze for a second? We need a proper plan that accounts for... I had a terrible dream last night. I don't even... okay, I don't know if it was Galen or Yanni. It wasn't clear. I feel like it was Galen, though. Chances, not this again. Good morning, Laura. I saw a proud tower struck by lightning. In its shadow, a hanged man swung from a branch of metal. A crayfish snapped at him from below. 3 full moons danced above. I heard suggestive visions can be caused by Solstice. The less attention you pay them, the better. Have we heard this song before, though? This song kind of slaps. I feel like we haven't heard this piece of the soundtrack till now. The tower, the hanged man, and the full moon. It's the worst omen I've ever seen. Forgive me if I'm skeptical. I've yet to hear the cards predict anything correctly. They are always correct. I'm sick and tired of being ridiculed when I offer help. Relax. Impending doom brings out the bully in me. I'm sorry, but we'd prefer something more substantial. You have access to Isfan's secrets and resources. Why not use them? Why not use them? Because abusing my power like the families is the last thing I want to do. What a lovely lie you've woven for yourself. Power comes in all shapes and sizes. Take the faculty's chancellor. Regardless of her shortcomings, she's a good person. Perhaps such a thing is possible elsewhere, but not here. Certainly not. At least, not as long as you and everybody else believe it's impossible. Power can corrupt, of course, but let's be honest. That's not what's holding you back. Fear is. So you think I should abuse my position, even though it's risky? You want me to join the ones I hate? You really think it's impossible for me to hold power in this city and avoid turning into a tyrant? What does she need to hear right now, chat? Does she need to be encouraged, or does she need the harsh truth? Does she need the poisonous dose of reality? Encourage bad habits. It's better in the short term. Okay. You decide who you become with every choice you make. Up until now, you've remained idle, using your slavery as an excuse. Easy for you to say. You've never had to make such decisions. The faculty made sure of that. True. They gave me a chance when I was dropped at their doorstep. But every decision, every action I've made since then was my own. Who I am now, it's all my own doing. This will soon be over one way or another, and when it is, I'll have to live with myself. Something you should know a thing or two about. So I intend to stay true to myself while I'm stuck here. Failure is simply not an option. My, aren't you all lively? And at such an early hour? I see I'm not the only one who can't sleep today. Excuse me, I have much to think about. Is it just me, or did Laura leave as soon as she saw me? I think it's our fault this time around. We had a little chat. I think she's come to the point where she's ready to change something in her life. Lara changing her life. Now that's something I'd like to see. Damn, Slava, come on. There may be a rebel insider yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. One lecture from us won't turn anyone into a revolutionary. Unless she's been turning it over in her mind for some time. I think there's still fire in that woman. Weren't you two close friends, Slava? Istvan ruined that as well, didn't he? She's much closer to Constance these days. She's probably at the bathhouse now, soaking her feet and complaining about whatever you told her. Could we have less gossip and more breakfast? I've been tired since I woke up. Barely slept too. Yokone claims that's what Solstice does. Some sleep like a log during Solstice, but those are the ones who should fear the most. Wait, those are the ones who should fear. But those are the ones who should fear the most. Dr. Gallon, you must come with me. Something terrible has happened. Back already? Is this another one of your tantrums? Constance is dying. Lead the way. Goddess. I hope that bastard doesn't have anything to do with this. Didn't Gallon say Constance was just more susceptible to the solstice? You think... Wait, why would you think Istvan had anything to do with it? I don't know. He wouldn't harm Constance intentionally, I think. But these days he's all about the big picture. It might be unwise of me to ask, but what is their relationship? Any special clauses in her compact that you know of? Those details don't matter anymore. You understand machines, right? Compacts are like cogs. Istvan used to be able to precisely tweak them to work as intended. Where he got power, he got stability. That's no longer the case? I fear his goals have changed. He's intent on finding the truth. After a lifetime of lies, he grew hungry for absolutes. Good for him, but somebody will take advantage of it eventually. There's still time before the family's return. Are you thinking about a rebellion? Dear child, I said no such thing, but I won't complain about having more freedom than usual. It creates opportunities. And how do you intend to use those opportunities? It can only be one of two things: leaving the city or grasping for power. On any other night, I'd report you to the bank for such insinuations. But not tonight. I'm a practical woman. I can report you tomorrow. As for your question, I'm considering both leaving and advancing. After all the horrible complaints I've heard, I thought leaving would be the obvious choice. What's holding you back? You've never been in a relationship, have you? Not with the tyrant everyone fears. That used to be what made him so appealing. But you're right, and it boils down to him. I see. I'm probably the last person you should be asking for advice then. Oh, don't be so modest. What do you think I should do? What would we do if we were Slava? Leave or grasp for power? I kind of do agree with Yanni though. Like, everybody that we've talked to has been like, this is the shittiest place on earth. Never come here. This is the worst. Power makes you a horrible person. This city is terrible. Nobody likes you. It's like, why would anybody want to stay? I mean, like, of course, being powerful is alluring for, you know, obvious reasons, but like, aren't you just propelling a constant cycle of pain and suffering? Grasp for power, avenge your dead husband. I mean, I guess that is true, but did she really love him anymore? Well, it might not have been a pleasant journey, but you finally reached the opportunity to reap a reward. Fleeing might have been a viable choice a few years ago, but now it would be a waste not to grasp for power. Watch out, Yanni. What you're suggesting sounds awfully like treason. As pleasant as it is to discuss over a warm breakfast, I might end up with me taking a long walk beyond the walls. You asked and I answered honestly. The decision is still yours to make. But somehow I feel a lot could change for the better with you in charge here. Back in my homeland, folks said faculty technicians could boil a frog so slowly, it didn't realize it was being cooked. Is that what you're doing to me? Boiling frog sounds more like what Gallon's lot would do. That said, did it help? Is that? Never mind. I still haven't made up my mind, but it's good to hear advice from another smart woman. Then did I at least earn my right to a second helping? Sure. This could be our last meal after all. Forget the porridge. I'll get some cake. What is happening to her? Is that you, Master? She was talking to herself when I left her. I think she's hallucinating. Do you recognize me, Constance? It's me, Gallon. Master, why would you bring her here? Are you not satisfied with me anymore? Oh, Constance. She thinks you're Istvon's brother. Is she in shock? Did something happen? I found her like this. I don't know. Would you like me to do that? Oh. Would you like me to do that thing you like? Do you want to watch me play with that girl tonight? I can't see her like this. I'll be outside if you need me. All right. Let's take care of that nosebleed first. Please be gentle, Master. Oh boy. Let me clean your face. There. What is this? What are you doing? You sent the girl away, so... Do you like me? Dilated pupils, quickened heartbeat, slight tremors. Maybe it's some kind of seizure? Hallucination suggests psychoactive stimulation. It's probably the combined effects of Solstice and the waters. Solstice. Is it time? Do you recognize me now, Constance? I'm not sure where I am, mister. Your bathhouse. Spirits, if your pupils get any larger, they'll explode. I can almost hear your heartbeat from here. This is what happens when you mix stimulants with depressants. I need you to focus. What did you take? I don't want to go anywhere. I'm fine here. This is my home. This village. You're higher than an alchemist apprentice his first day at the lab, aren't you? You'll never forget the name your mama gave you, right, child? These effects are much too intense for any poppy extract. Red cloves, maybe? This is useless. I bet the mistress of the pleasure house has access to dozens of things you've never even heard of. You have to listen to me. The metal tree must be chopped down before it grows seed and turns into a forest. I can't leave you alone like this. Laura, can you please help me? Yes, Doctor. I have to get back to Yanni, but someone has to stay here and keep an eye on Constance. What should I do with her? Do you know what happened? She probably took something to help her forget the mess we're all in. Worked like a charm. The face in the water isn't mine. I do not recognize the bodies in the water. You mean she's on drugs? That's my guess. Guess? You haven't examined her? I understand this may look scary to you, but I really don't have time to analyze her urine. I understand this may look scary to you, but I really don't have time to analyze her urine. In case you forget, we're expecting the city to be blown up any minute. Some doctor you are. Trust me, she'll be fine. We just need to keep her under observation and make sure she doesn't harm herself. But why would she do this now? To escape this horrible, horrible world? Considering how sensitive she is to Solstice, taking drugs wasn't the smartest thing to do. He said I wasn't smart enough, but he was too stupid to know how mistaken he was. Right. You two are friends, yes? You could say that. Good. Stay with her until she comes around. If you can, make her lie down and drink water. I'll try. I really have to get back to Yanni. I'll come back when... if. You know what I mean. Good luck. Why is he leaving? Wasn't he satisfied with me? Oh, Constance. The earth will now blow up in 5 seconds. Where's Gallon? I wanted to speak to you both. He's helping Constance. She fainted again. Solstice gets us all. Just look at the dome. It's almost gone. There's something I need to show you. Letters? Whose are they? That's what I wanted to ask. This is faculty cipher. Where did you get this? As a trusted caravan pilot, I handle some of the more delicate correspondence. No questions asked. So, before you ask, no. I don't know who sent it or where it was going. This has a very high clearance. Only covert agents use such a code. Could Sarn have written this? Unlikely. It was only sent recently. That's why I can keep it. The response wouldn't reach us until true winter was over, regardless of when I sent it. There were more of them, too. It's been going on for months. At least, that's how long I've been carrying them. As for Sarn, the exchange didn't stop after he departed. There are no other faculty operatives in the city that I know of, and no one should know that tertiary manifold. There are no other faculty operatives in the city that I know of, and no one should know that tertiary manifold conduits are prone to pressure buildups. At least now we know where the saboteur got their information. Hey, what'd I miss? Faculty business. How's Constance? She's in a better world now. She's in a better world now. You mean she's... No, she's not dead. He's just being theatrical as usual. Enjoy it while it lasts. She's under the influence of highly potent psychoactive substances. She's under the influence of highly potent psychoactive substances. My guess, she was ill, frightened by Solstice, and decided she needed a break. Is she in any danger? She's having a nasty trip right now, but the worst she'll get is a bad headache. I asked Laura to keep an eye on her. Hold on. Yakone, why are you so blurry? Huh? Don't tell me you took one of your ridiculous concoctions today. Hey, you're blurry all the time and I don't point fingers. What are you two talking about? Is this related to magic? If so, I should be talking to Kasaya right now. If so, I should be taking you to Kasaya right now. Touch me and you'll feel the wrath of my ancestors. Do you realize anyone meddling with magic is a suspect at this point? Huh. I wish I could use my ancestors to threaten people like that. Oh, please. You did something with the waters in the last 24 hours, Yakone, I can tell. Yeah, in a stroke of naivety, I thought I would help you out. But it's impossible to do anything after you dumped so much stuff into it. Weird things I don't understand. The waters won't listen to me now. You're taking this very well. It can only mean you have a plan B. It's not really a plan, more like a general direction. Out of here. The gates are shut for good. Nobody's getting out. I know a secret passageway through the family's district. Something tells me the guards won't be keen on watching it tonight. Really? Don't give me that look. You know as well as I that this place is doomed. I'm not saying you're right, but evacuating everyone might be a reasonable idea. If you have a route of escape, we could make sure people are safe. Not to mention it would shrink our suspect pool. Are you seriously considering leaving the city? Do you remember what happened the last time you shook hands with the Blizzard? Wait, of course you don't. You were unconscious. Oh, right. Do you remember what happened the last time you shook hands with the Blizzard? Wait, of course you don't. You were unconscious. And the more people there are, the riskier it gets. But 3 people? That could work. What do you say? You expect us to leave everyone behind? Give up the fight and just call it quits? I don't expect you to do anything. I'm giving you a choice. So you genuinely believe it can be done? Why didn't anyone tell me it was possible to travel through the wasteland during the true winter? We can discuss the details as I prepare the sleigh. Right now, you need to make up your mind. No, we haven't lost yet, and I for one have every intention of leaving behind a safe city and another win in my record. Yanni's compassion is truly disarming, I admit. I too am moved and cannot condone your selfish plans. I'm surprised you're ready to leave your old life behind so quickly. I'm not, but anything is better than dying. I wouldn't be so sure about that. So where are you heading after, well, if you survive? Hopefully nowhere. I'll be a day away, and if there's no pillar of smoke on the horizon, I'll just come back, pretend I never left. If you two fail, well, I'll have to find a new hellhole to conquer. I actually had a few ideas I wanted to run by you. You're thinking about going to the Isles, aren't you? Or faculty. Can you help me get in? Maybe. I certainly can. But why should I? I'm not going to squirm for you two. I could just use some advice. You're asking if you have a chance to make it in the Isles, is that it? I think I have a fair chance anywhere. What I'm asking is whether I'll feel good there. Same goes for faculty. Where should Yakone go? Good question. I mean, she has magic, so. Hello. So, let me summarize what happened since you left. Constance, fainted again. Galen went and looked at her, and apparently she's just really high on some sort of psychoactive drug. So Galen decided to leave Laura there with Constance to look after her. And then we came out here, and Yanni was talking to Yakone. And Yakone apparently knows of a secret passageway out of the city and offered to take us with her, but we declined. And now she's asking for advice where she thinks she would fit in best if she ends up having to leave the city for good because, you know, it blew up. So like this, she's asking where she should go after she leaves the city if there's no city to come back to. So, any thoughts, chat? Should she go to the Isles where she can train magic and stuff like that? Why is that an option? Maybe this. Oh, wait, hold on. I think that's an option because it's like, you know, that's the optimistic option. I think what it's assuming is that the city won't blow up. I don't know. Ideally, where do you think Yakone should go? I mean, we know. Oh, also, we found out that Yakone's been holding on to mail, which has encrypted faculty messages on it. That give details about the city's systems. And she's been holding on to those for months, apparently. And Yakone tried to tamper with the waters like tried to magic the water to help us out, but since we put like poison in it, it messed her up and she couldn't do anything. So, with that said, where should Yukone go? Should she go to the academy in the Isles? Should she join the faculty? Or should she stay here in the city and hope that we don't blow up? Academy wouldn't work. She is from BFE and would get kicked out. The faculty would probably be able to use her talents, and since she knows Yanni, she has a good chance to get there. But the city is what she knows, so city is the best option. What is BFE? I don't know what that means. Is that something I should know? Oh, okay. Stay in the city. Now that's a tough one. I honestly think you're already in the best place for you. You mean an icy desert? It fits your personality quite well. But seriously, this is your home. You invested so much into this place. It would be a shame to erase it all in one stroke. You've survived the harsh environment, and I don't mean the weather. Let's face it, you're good at this. Here you can thrive. Anyone else? Your past is just a burden. Still sure this is the best place to be? Ah! You sense it, right? They're angry with us. Is this how Solstice begins? Those lights don't seem like a natural phenomenon. By the looks of it, Istvan's hosting a party in his tower, and he's having a blast. The whole city is teeming with magic. Not the good kind. She's gone! Constance is gone! We need to find her! What? How did a heavily intoxicated woman, whom I left under your supervision, manage to disappear? Laura, focus. Did Constance vanish before or after the shaking started? Before. Look at the tower! The old fool is going to kill us all! I'm out of here. We're running out of time. How about we separate? You follow Constance, and I'll crash Istvan's party. You follow Constance, and I'll crash Istvan's party? We have to stay together. Splitting up means sacrificing one of the systems without a fight. What are you two waiting for? Move! Okay. Should we look for Constance, or should we stop Istvan? I feel like these aren't on equal footing. I'm gonna be honest. Constance is hot. Would be a shame to lose her. Yeah, but isn't stopping Istvan important? Like, he's gonna blow up the city or something, right? Or we'll all ascend into a divine state of being. Who knows? Maybe he knows what he's doing. Do you still want to look for Constance? I mean, I will concede she is somewhat attractive, but I would? Okay. I don't believe Istvan will be able to destroy the city. Let's look for Constance first. Agreed. By the goddess, you better be right. Here we go. The final show. Guys, this is the final showdown. Uh-oh. I thought we had like 2 more streams left. This is it, guys. This is it. This is the end. I hope you're buckled in, everybody. The music is climaxing. The story is unfolding. I ran across Kasai on my way to the bathhouse. He was rushing to get as many supplies as possible from the inn down into the caves. The rest were to join him there in case my mission failed. His old city guard's habits kicked in, apparently. Who would have thought? The family guards, on the other hand, behaved like true mercenaries and barricaded themselves in their barracks. We didn't have the time to tell them that that was a very bad idea. Constance was nowhere to be found, so we started rummaging through her private quarters. Then I entered her bedroom and gasped. An old tapestry on the wall had been removed, revealing a huge gap with steps descending deep into the caves. As we hurried down the stairs, I could feel the tremors getting stronger. This was the epicenter of all the magic in the city. What the heck is Constance doing? Is Constance the saboteur? Is she like an archmage and we didn't know? This is it. This is the main control chamber. This is the very core of the system. Direct access without any secondary gateways. So that means it's voice controlled. Voice controlled. Like spells? Where did you get that from, I wonder? Oh no. And to think I felt threatened when you two first arrived in the city. Why are you doing this? This is the only way. Rather cliche. Let me be even more so and say there's always a choice. That's rich coming from Istvan's lackeys. Gods, spare me from well-meaning idiots. Okay, wait. Was there any evidence for this? I want to make sure that I wasn't, like, just missing something. Did any of us expect Constance would be the main bad guy villain saboteur? I mean, she does know everything about the city. Maybe the game was banking on us being like, oh, she's hot. She's probably not the suspect. I mean, she knows everything about the city, I guess. That makes sense. She's sensitive to the waters. She did take the previous technician under her wing, so that means that, like, he may have told her about the workings of the system. Constance got antsy when we talked about a rebellion. Istvan's brother. Constance. Okay. That's rich coming from Istvan's lackeys. Gods, spare me from well-meaning idiots. You're willing to die just to have your revenge? You young people and your simple explanations. Revenge, justice, freedom. I want nothing. Spirits, are you bitter? And I shared brandy with you. I'm doing everyone a favor by bringing this place down. I understand death may seem like the only rational choice at times, but I don't see why you'd think so in this particular case. You should pay attention, Doctor. This faculty mechanic understands people better than you do. Sarn was the same. Your late colleague gave me hope and I believed in him. Can you imagine I actually wanted to be bought? But even your people turned me down. Yanni, what is she talking about? There's an arrangement we have with the families. We buy compacts from them if the candidate proves valuable. You buy people? Of all the disgusting things you've accused us of, this takes the cake. Oh, but this barely scratches the surface. I read the original agreement between the founding families and the faculty constructors. Wait, what did they do? They buy compacts from families if the candidate proves valuable. I read the original agreement between the founding families and the faculty constructors. Entire districts were paid for in flesh, all documented, accounted for, and kept in the archives. It's not about flesh, it's about talent. We give exceptional individuals a chance to escape this life of misery, to thrive, unless faculty finds them too common. And I thought compacts were bad. Faculty introduced compacts to the city as a way to find promising candidates for work. A little bit sus. Of course they are. Compacts are meant to test your limits. Can you guess who came up with that idea, Doctor? Faculty has no impact on the conditions in each individual deal. That's up to the families. But you profit from them. Originally, all parties involved profited from them. It changed over time. We had no hand in that. Did Sarn evaluate you? Is that why he disappeared? Because you weren't good enough? Sarn loved me. He wanted to help, and for a moment I believed he could. He assessed me, but stalled for weeks. When I forced him to give me a straight answer, something in me snapped. A mediocre chance of long-term development. That's what he said. So you convinced Istvan to kill the man? Not right away. Contrary to what he believed, I know how to manage my resources. I got every bit of information about the city and the faculty I could from him. When he realized what I was doing, I had no choice. But enough of this idle chatter. I have a city to destroy. Do something! Right. Ah! I can't! She's protecting herself! It's a reverse cleansing ritual, I think. She exhumes tremendous power. Ugh. How did she manage to hide it from me this whole time? Can you get her attention? I have an idea, but it'll take me a while. How much time do you need? Just keep her occupied! How does it feel to be completely powerless, unable to prevent something terrible from happening? I felt this way most of my life. Powerless? Ridiculous. Maybe you began with nothing, but now you're among the city's movers and shakers. Don't be naive. My position could easily be adjusted at any moment. I only know of one person who managed to remain free by becoming completely useless. You remind me of him quite a bit, actually. So curious and headstrong. Determined enough to think his abilities would suffice. I might be determined, but I'm not obsessed. He was always out of place, but that didn't bother him. His mind was a safe haven he could enter and leave as he pleased, invulnerable to everything around him, until Slava locked him there for good. Psst! Keep her talking! I only need a couple more minutes! Are we talking about the woman who sacrificed her happiness to take responsibility where he wouldn't? Oh, she loves to play the martyr and pose as the stronger of the two. Lev loved her deeply, but when she signed her compact and became Istvan's lover, she broke his heart. Only then did he fully succumb to Kala. This city broke them both. Do you understand why it has to be destroyed? As if it's the only place in the entire world where people break each other's trust. And right now, you have the power to change the system however you want. I could rearrange my pawns, but the rules would stay exactly the same. Think about it, Yanni. You know this system is flawed beyond repair. You poor girl. Only now you realize you were protecting the true villains. But there's no time for soul searching. Tell me, are you here to stop me? I'm here to... I don't know anymore. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save everyone. What are we here for, chat? I mean, let's take her words into account, right? So, the city's system is pretty screwed up, right? It's pretty bad. But, like, Yanni is kind of right. Like, surely this isn't the only city where bad things happen, right? If we're blowing up every place where bad things happen to people, well, it'd be a scorched earth, right? To save Constance because she is hot. That was the goal from the start. This little incident changes nothing. Oh my god. Down horrendous. Down abominable. I'm here to save you. Is that how you see me? A victim who needs a rescuer? Psst. I'm almost finished. Go on. I can't let you throw your life away. So how exactly do you plan to save me? We can escape this place together. Galen and I will ask both the Academy and faculty to grant you asylum. They will protect you from Istvan. Thank you, my dear. But I really don't need to be saved. I'm exactly where I should be. At the very source of all suffering. And I am not wasting my life. I'm making a free choice for the good of all. But you don't have to. You can stop doing that, Doctor. Did you think I came unprepared? Did you think I did? Katarus! Energias! I can't feel it anymore. It wasn't yours to begin with. Better get used to it. Amaronon Tanera! No. Sweet anise is a hell of a poison. I tweaked it a bit so it won't kill you, but it did kill your magic. Nice call, Cap. The poison saved us all. I must say, this is impressive. It isn't permanent, but it'll hold for now. It's your turn. I've done my part. No, you haven't. I still need your help. I need a couple of minutes to reactivate voice control and purge the system. Can you distract her for a while? Minutes? You talk way faster than that. The system is hydraulic and... Why am I explaining myself to you? I've had months to prepare. One improvised spell won't stop me. And if I bury you under the rubble, won't your magic die with you? Oh, excuse us for not idly standing by while you know, murder everyone. You think you're the voice of the people here? You're clearly out of control. Listen to me, Constance. I know you believe you're doing the right thing, but you won't mend anything with murder. This city is an abomination, a stain that must be erased from the north. Stain? What a peculiar thing to say. I sensed it when we entered. There's something in the springs that feels a lot like a presence. Snap out of it, Constance. Something is using you. What a horrendous display. You think you're destroying the system, but it is the people you're really harming. You're in no state to judge. How many years did you spend inhaling vapors from the springs, experiencing visions, hearing voices? When did they become your own? So I'm possessed now? Do you hear me, demons from the depths? Tonight I will give you a reason to celebrate. Your behavior does raise a question. Did your mind snap under pressure? Or is this your usual level of crazy? You're the mad ones, risking your lives for secrets kept even from you. Do you know why the Jewel of the North is so precious to your people? Or did they actually tell you what happened to the founding families? I imagine they became more twisted with each passing generation until we finally got Isfahan. Oh no. The founders truly believed in a city based on skill and merit. But petty merchants became disgruntled with compacts favoring the talented and able. They united in secret and slaughtered every family member overnight. The new regime made sure such revolt could never happen again. They improved the compact system and secured it with terror and violence. The founders didn't prepare or promote the slaughter. The system was pure in the beginning. I believe we can purge it still. You can't purge it. The members of the families kill one another to gain power and influence. That is the system. People can and will do what's necessary to survive. That is the only truth. Truth, you say? My Nana tells me when people use that word, it means they're afraid. I'm not afraid. Not anymore. I've come to terms with the fact that there's no other way for me. There's no point in postponing the end. I only need one more minute. Don't let her finish now. If you believe in gods, now is the time to pray. Wait! You don't have to do this. There's another way. Still playing the good doctor. Are you going to save me from myself? I can't do that. But I can tell you what I see. Someone who's been mistreated for years and doesn't want anyone else to suffer the same fate. But your vendetta doesn't break the system. It perpetuates it. They made you believe you can solve this with killing. Good point. Regardless of your motives, you remain an agent of everything you stand against. Do you think I don't know this? There is no other way. There is one. You can end all this right now and on your own terms, without harming anyone else. You mean I could kill myself? I have thought about it many times, but never heard of a doctor advising it. You could also take a risk and escape. There is no life for me outside the city. Where would you have me go? You're a good person, Constance. The Academy can help you. I can help you, if you want it. I fell for this once already. I can't trust anyone but myself. Please, don't let them turn you into something you're not. Is this how you see me? Look at your arms. Do you really want this? I just want to be free. How can Constance be free? How is she not bled to death yet? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that deep. Maybe it's a magic knife. Burns the wounds immediately. How should Constance be free? Escape or death? She is too hot to die. Listen, Constance, you're too hot to die. Then let me ask my people to grant you asylum. They will protect you from the families and give you a new life. Do you expect me to believe they would accept someone like me? Who would shelter a mass murderer? You're not one yet. And we can accept every talented individual, no matter their past. Why would they risk crossing the families? I've damaged goods, worth nothing to everyone. Worth nothing to anyone. Your actions don't make you a villain. They make you human. Our mistakes don't define us. What we do with them does. Besides, everyone deserves a second chance. I'm ready. Brace yourself. Yanni, wait. Change of plans. What? Have you lost your mind? You're asking me to trust you while she sharpens a knife? We won't continue with our plan if you listen to me and stop your ritual. I'm listening. You're raving mad! There is no bloody way I'm going to... The only way out for Constance is if she decides to let go, freely and without coercion. I won't risk it. Oh, but you will. You already sacrificed Sem for the greater good. Are you ready to do that again? This is a second chance for you, just as it is for her. Be the better woman this time. What would purging the system do? Would that kill her? And all the clever wordplay too. Should we purge the system or give Constance a chance? Now, I know that she's hot, but she could also stab us to death, which would not be preferable, of course. I feel like I know what you're going to say, but yeah, there it is. Any other opinions in chat? I don't know if there's actually anybody else here, but I also need a water break, so. I still can't believe it was Constance the whole time. Who could have guessed? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and move on then. All right, I'll give you a chance, Constance. What? I'm done sacrificing one for the good of many. Thank you, Yanni. We can all leave here together now. Go to the marketplace and tell everyone it's over. How will you stop them from lynching her on the spot? I will lie. Nobody needs to know what really happened. What wasn't it going to be, Constance? Revenge or freedom? I want to live. Bloody odds, I can't believe it. Will you come with us? You go on. Please, give me a moment. I need to gather my thoughts before I confront the others. I'll join you on the surface. She's going to do it anyway, right? I have a bad feeling about this. She's either going to kill herself while she's down here, or she's going to blow up the city anyway. Either way, that's bad, right? Oh boy. Constance, I trust you. You really shouldn't. My life is of no importance. Only the city matters. It is the only thing that ever mattered. And then we all exploded. As soon as we left the chamber, there was a tremendous quake. We had made a grave mistake. Constance was dead. I gambled and lost. For her, hope was no longer an option. She chose revenge over a chance to start anew. Yanni shot me a spiteful look, but as blaming herself was an old habit, she quickly focused on her own failure. My mission, however, was a success. The water still flowed. The city crumbled, but its people survived, hiding in the warm underground caves and scheming before the family's return. When I finally booked passage with the first outgoing caravan, I gave the Jewel of the North one last gaze. It was a ruined shadow of its former glory, broken spires still gleaming in the northern sun. I hoped the restoration of the city would bring about a deeper change. My intuition, however, told me otherwise. Ending. Constance's plan is partially successful, and the proud walls of the city crumble and fall. As entire districts vanish under snow, people seek refuge underground and await the true winter's end. The crimes of yesterday become irrelevant, and the only thing that matters is survival. Fortunately, the magic of the waters stays strong. When the families finally arrive, they discover their city in ruins. They quickly decide to rebuild, assign a few overseers, and rush back to their winter palaces. A servant most of her life, Laura finally decides to use the changes to her own advantage. Relying on her experience, she strengthens her position in the reforming hierarchy of the new city. Galen is greeted as a hero when he returns home. Dismayed to learn about Yanni's failure, the faculty launches an investigation. Using his charisma, Gede's help, and the occasional lie or two, Galen manages to convince the jury there is no foul play on his side. Soon he sets off on a mission to the far south. Eventually, his first mission becomes but a painful memory. With much effort, he convinces himself that he regrets nothing. Constance's fate changes something in Kasaya, and he realizes there is only one person worth caring for: himself. With Without much thought, he leaves the city and joins a group of mercenaries. When handling the blade feels natural again, he kills the leader and takes his place. His life revolves around violence and pleasure, which in time become indistinguishable. Yanni stares at her failure for the remainder of True Winter and decides against returning to the faculty. Feeling responsible, she signs a compact and helps rebuild the city to the family's desires. She soon realizes her mistake, and Constance's madness no longer seems extreme. Eventually, she continues Constance's work for the greater good. Sem, meanwhile, lifts the family's treasures and flees with the first caravan. He lives life to the fullest, trying everything, fearing nothing. When the city agents find him, he refuses to sign a compact. The guards soon tell tales of the man who smiled during his own execution. Istvon's strange contraption released the energy gathered from the system in a single blow, leaving him physically and mentally disabled. After a while, Slava decides it's time to put herself first. Finally accepting ruthlessness as a tool, she uses any means to strengthen her position before the city is rebuilt. With Laura's help, she blackmails, extorts, and intimidates her way up. Finally, she gets rid of the last person who can threaten her. With Laura gone, Slava becomes the sole ruler of the city. Yakone stays in the north and plays a crucial part in gathering workers among the northern tribes. When the families return to the rebuilt city, she ensures the part Northerners played in the reconstruction is recognized. She soon becomes a liaison between two worlds, the cruel families and the hostile tribes. For a time, she manages to navigate the intricate games of the city for the tribes' benefit. But eventually, like many before her, she begins using the influence she has for her own gain. Completely absorbed by this intrigue, she never leaves the north. The northern tribes tell the tale of the night the city towers fell and the elders sang with joy, feeling their holy waters would finally be returned to them. But the families were relentless. Soon the jewel is rebuilt, its splendor even greater, and influence even broader than before. They give it a name worthy of its strength and beauty: Adamant. Although some lives were saved that solstice night, countless others are consumed, and the cogs continue to turn. Forever. The end. Clear Waters ending. Okay, so there are 4 endings. Endings you discovered. Use the panel in the bottom to toggle between the unlocked variants. Oh, so there's variants to the endings, to each of the 4 endings. Okay. Well, unfortunately, wait, where can I see the endings at? Hello? So there are 4 endings. One, I suppose, would be the city blows up. I feel like we got the neutral ending, if I had to guess. The ending where Galen gets his job done, where the waters are maintained. If they'd overloaded the system like they originally planned, I guess the waters would have been compromised, and Galen would be the one in hot water, no pun intended. And Yanni would be the one praised for her good work. I don't, well, chat, do you think this was a good or bad ending? I think in all, this is probably a bad ending. Unless you consider Galen the main character, right? And the only thing that ever mattered was completing Galen's story. In that case, this was a neutral ending. Because we completed the mission, but the city blew up. And now it's even worse than it was. This was a bad ending. Constance died. Yeah, okay, so what happened to everybody? Galen is a hero. Kasaya is a bloodthirsty mercenary. Yanni's a slave now. So that sucks. Yakone became a cruel liaison. Laura is dead. Slava rules the city. And apparently it's still bad. She has no remorse for Yanni, I guess. Because she hands her a compact anyway. Sem is dead. Nanagid is just sort of vibing. Lev is obviously dead. What else? Istvan is a vegetable. Well, they didn't say vegetable. He's physically and mentally disabled. So he's in a bad shape. I think that's everyone. Constance is dead, obviously. Yeah. So the only ones who really got out of this were Galen and Kasaya. So, yeah. Well, I guess Slavo got a win out of this too. So yeah, probably a bad ending overall. Should have guessed. We should have guessed that leaving Constance alone was a bad idea and that she didn't actually change. Like, that should have been obvious. But I guess she's too hot, right? Anyway, well, I guess that's the end. That's the end of the game, everybody. We did it. Yay. So, I guess this is where I'd give my thoughts about the game, but, you know, there wasn't much game to play because it's a visual novel. I guess in terms of gameplay, I just wish there were more choices to make. Right? Because there are long stretches where you don't get to make a choice. And sometimes the choices don't really cover all the options that you'd like to have. Or they cover all the options that you don't want to have. As was the case of the game constantly trying to ship Galen with Kasaya. Which I thought I made clear to the game that I didn't want to do constantly. But I suppose that maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about, because there does seem to be a very large variety of outcomes that could occur within this game. Because if you remembered, like, that flower thing when it would show up in the corner, showed up every time what was happening on screen happened because of a choice you made, and that came up quite a lot. So I guess that's a testament to how many branches there really are in this game. But other than that, there's not much else to say about gameplay because it's clicking through text boxes, which isn't which when you're talking about a visual novel isn't like a point against it or anything. Because that's what the genre is. Visuals, really good. I like the style. I've never seen a game look quite like this before. Who did the art? The art. Graysana Zelinska. Good stuff. Would I play it again? I would not. I mean, definitely not on stream again. But I don't think it's something I would play again personally. Not as a dig to the game or anything, but just because, you know, visual novels, I feel like our best experience just playing it one time. Because you'd have to get through a lot of the same stuff. But I mean, I guess if you chose vastly different answers, you'd get different endings. But I feel like part of the appeal of playing a game like this is that you don't see everything. Right? Like, it's sort of, in a way, you have to live with your choice. Because, I mean, I could play through it again and 100% the game. But I personally don't feel like that's in the spirit of a visual novel or a choice-based game, at least for myself. But even with all that philosophical stuff aside, I don't think... I think I'd just rather move on and play all the other games I have in my backlog. Because I have a lot. But do get me wrong, I did like this game for what it is. It's a lot different from what I thought it would be going into it, but I think this is a good game. I'd recommend it to anybody that likes visual novels. Right. The writing, I think the writing was pretty good. It wasn't the most nuanced or anything. It wasn't necessarily the most thought-provoking. I think at the very end there, they pretty much just outright stated the main idea of at least that branch. So a little heavy-handed. But there was some good dialogue. I liked it for the most part. So Hubert Zabecki and Agnieszka Mulak. I apologize for butchering that. Good work. I liked the writing. I feel like I don't know if it's because I was reading them with my own voices, but I feel like each character had a distinct sort of author's voice, so to speak. Their dialogue didn't all sound the same. I think it was also helped by the way that the text would scroll in different speeds, stuff like that. I mean, I think that's like typical fare when it comes to visual novels, but it does help. So yeah, writing, good, but not like, wow, that's insane, you know, but good. The music, I do like the music. Rob Westwood did a great job in the soundtrack. Well, I'm actually composing music for a visual novel myself right now, so I guess this is like, hey, maybe this is giving me an idea of how this kind of stuff should work, because I think he did a good job, especially in that choice where we had to choose who to accuse. The music really fit that moment a lot. It really made it tense. It's not catchy, but I think that's to its benefit. Because, like, it's playing softly in the background, and you don't want it to distract from the dialogue. But you want it to, you know, be good. And I think it hit that line. It was high quality, but it wasn't distracting. What else? I talked about the gameplay, the story, the art, the music. I guess that's all there is in this game, right? I mean, there's nothing else to discuss. I suppose I should shout out Tom Grachowiak and Kara Hillstock as well for working on this game. Is this the entire credits? If this is the entire credits, I'm impressed. That's pretty good. From 1 to feet, how would I rate this? Is 1 good and feet bad? Or is it the other way around? One is bad. I feel like giving it a number rating kinda... I'm gonna sound really like, actually, but you know, giving something a number rating really kinda is a little arbitrary, you know? I feel like I pretty thoroughly explained how I felt about this game just now. And, you know, you saw me play it. It was fun to act out on stream, definitely. I think if I wasn't playing on stream, I wouldn't have had nearly as much fun as I did. Because, you know, I don't think a visual novel is just engaging enough for me to play just sitting down and playing it by myself. It's definitely a lot more fun to have you guys here to read it to. But, I guess from 1 to feet, if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a solid kneecap. You know, that's a solid kneecap, right there. At least the experience I just had. Well, I'm not sure if there's anything else to say. So, everybody, wave goodbye to Solstice. Everybody thanks Solstice for their time. Goodbye, Solstice. It was nice having you. Goodbye. Okay. So that was Solstice, everybody. Thank you for being here for that experience. But now we have some time left. So what shall we do? Here's an idea. Now we can decide what our next game should be. And we're getting pretty close to the end of the list. At least on Steam. And then after that, we're going to be playing some PS2 games. But right now, I will now remove Solstice. The one with the horde of Greeks. Alright, well, let me give you the options. Alright? Can you... I need to show you... I mean, I am kind of feeling that one as well, but for the sake of posterity, I'll remind you of what we have. So there's O Close Omega. Where you form a mob of angry Greek people and kill gods. Sort of like that. There is the Ship single player, which is a single player whodunit first person murder mystery game that I don't know much about. It's kind of mysterious. I don't remember when I actually got it, like when it showed up in my Steam library, but it's here. And then Tales from Candle Keep, Tomb of Annihilation, Dungeons and Dragons, which is a Dungeons and Dragons game. It's basically like a video game version of a D&D campaign. Greek hordes. Yeah. Yeah, true. We'll do that one. We'll do Oklos. Feel like that'll be a nice change of pace from what we just played. High action, high octane. Because we just played a mystery. We just played a murder mystery, essentially. And Tales from Candle Keep will be a long one. I can pretty much guarantee that one. It's going to be a doozy. So we'll be doing Oklos next time. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, let me just go ahead and update my about stuff right now. Mute myself. Where is it? Edit. Look, you'll see it change in real time. Wait, is that how it's spelled? Oak close. Yeah. Okay. Oak close. Omega. There we go. When will I play War Thunder on stream? That's a good question. It's not really a plan currently to play War Thunder on stream. We can watch War Thunder Update while we have. Look, I'll be real. I'm not gonna try to extend this all the way to 9 o'clock today. I thought we were gonna have more game to play. So I'm not going to try and extend this all the way to 9 o'clock. But a good way to do that would be to watch War Thunder Update. Let's actually, let's just see. How much is left on War Thunder? I'm curious. Every time I try to open it, it's updating. It's like 98 gigabyte update. Oops. What did I do? Oh no. Did I mess this up? Yeah. Yeah, I messed it up. I'll fix that. But let me show you. Let me show you what I have to deal with. Look at that. Here it is. It's updating. I will never... If I had to keep this open all day, every day, in order for me to ever just be able to hop onto this and play it. Because otherwise, it'll never work. If you can tell me of like a national plane themed holiday, maybe I'll play it then for shits and giggles. But at least for now I want to focus on playing offline games. Cuz you could just play War Thunder forever. Right? There's no end to War Thunder. I mean, I guess theoretically you could 100% War Thunder, but I'm not crazy enough for that. No way. It's not even doing the update yet. It's patching textures. Look at this. Yeah, sorry, bub. Not happening. Maybe I'll leave it on overnight, though. I mean, I already have it open. I mean, most of the time I just don't think about it, so. I wonder if I have anything to update on Steam. Ooh, yeah. So have some Steam updates. Guess I'll get those cooking, too. Oh, Cap. You weren't here when I said this. April 26th is World Pilots Day? Are you kidding me? Let me see. World Pilots Day. This better not be a jape. It's not a jape. April 26th is World Pilots Day. Okay. Well, touche, I guess. Mark my words. I'll promise this. Hold on. Wait. Before I do that, let me make sure that's even on a day that I'd be streaming. 26th? The 26th is a Tuesday. World Pilots Day. Mark my words. You can clip this if you want, because I'll make a promise. Either on the 25th, 26th, or 27th, I will stream War Thunder for World Pilots Day. How's that? And you can hold me to that. Ow! Now, the big brain move is to quit my streaming career before that day comes, so that you can no longer hold me to it. That'd be the big giga brain play. And then I come back, inexplicably, a week later. Like, hey guys, sorry, I was just in a bad place. Anyway, I need to start coming up with backup streams in case I run out of stuff to do. Unfortunately, I was not prepared today, so sorry. Any suggestions? Sing Timber? No. I could try to beat my high score in single player Scrabble. Anybody be interested in that? I don't even know how I'd record that. Oh, speaking of which, I went to a garage sale today. And I found a 1964 gold label edition of Parcheesi. Can you believe that? You can't find those anywhere. That's antique. That's straight up an antique. It's in my board game collection. Can you believe that? Yes, I have a board game collection. And yes, my favorite board game is Scrabble. Just in case anybody needed to know. Sorry. I'm not gonna do that though. Because the thing is, I can't just jump into another game and just start streaming it, like, for the last hour, because I need to, like, set up the stream setup and everything. Like how all the, like, the chat and the face cam and the game screen look. You can play that one game where you act something out and we guess? You mean charades? Listen, Cap, come on. You're the only one in chat that's typing. It's a single player game of charades. I mean, unless anybody else in chat wants to play charades, I would be, I guess, down for that. Maybe not an hour. Charades could be fun. I feel like you're just stringing me along. And you don't actually want to play charades. You just make me want to look dumb. You want to play charades? But we can play charades whenever we want. Oh, you know what? Wabus is streaming right now. We could raid his stream. What do you think about that? I don't know how raiding works, though. Let me look it up. How to raid Twitch. I've been considering doing this for a while. I just never thought about it. Like, every time I would, like, log off the stream and then, like, notice that one of my friends is streaming, and I'm like, oh, dang. Should have raided. Nobody else is on right now. How do raids work? Okay. Do you know how raids work, Cap? Everyone on my channel page goes to the target. If you're offline, your channel will also host the target channel. No. Okay, so basically what happens is that everybody in my chat is going to get sent to his channel. Including myself. For participants, after about 10 seconds, click raid now. So is not the raid will. When a channel is raided, a message in chat notifies everyone that the raid moderators can review raids, managing moderating raids. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is it's gonna tell you if you want to if you want to leave to go to the other channel. So raid Wabus. Or does it need to be capitalized? Wabus. He's playing Half-Life Alyx right now. Or Half-Life Alyx and or Five Nights at Freddy's. It's kind of ambiguous. His stream titles aren't always accurate. So give him some support. He's a good friend of mine. Tell him that I sent you. I mean, it'll say that I sent you anyway, but wait. Wait. I think if I use this, it'll end the stream. So if that's true, I want to say thank you everybody for coming out. Coming out to the stream, supporting the stream. I'll be here Monday with more with the rest of the voiceover auditions. And then the next Monday we'll be starting Oklus. So until then, thank you all for being here. And have a good night. And goodbye. Oh, I'm still here. Bye.